They're going to have to show it not just in one play or a splash play, but really in a body of work. And these guys really do have a body of work so far, from spring and summer and everything.
David Blau is a kid who I think can rise pretty quickly. I mean, I guess I don't know how quickly you want him to, but
He's pretty young.
But
you bet.
Just the intangibles. I mean, certainly he has the physical tools, but some of the intangibles that he have, you guys really like, right?
Well, that's, in recruiting, we always talk about guys have to be above the floor talent-wise. And once you're above the floor talent-wise, you ain't got to be miles above it or anything. You just got to be above it. Once you're above it, everything else is wiring. And the guy's wired right. He's wired right. And when wiring is it's a lot of different things, but he's got some natural leadership about him. He's got some, some moxie or some savvy, some fight, things that you can't necessarily define, but you know it when you see it. He's got that competitive spirit. We hope to keep bringing it out and make the other guys better too.
I mean, your whole offense at the skill position is still pretty young, at least year-wise. Obviously, you got experience, but a guy like Gregory Phillips or DJ Knox. I mean, are there some freshmen that potentially could get a shot this year?
I mean, they could. Players make those decisions, not coaches. Trey caught one of those deep balls today. Greg had a couple of catches underneath where I thought he found a little hole in zone today. DJ ripped a nice run. I'm not sure if the defense just misfit it, but players make those decisions, not coaches. But we sure think highly of them as players. They can sure get themselves in the mix. You bet.
Appreciate it. Bucco's coming around a little.
They're hanging in there. Huh? All right.
Coach, how much can you take from day one? A lot of it just seems like probably getting out here and just knocking some rust off.
Well, we don't think of it as day one. We think of it as we had 15 practices in the spring. These guys got together, had tons of workouts in the summer. We see it as about day 30. And, there's going to be a lot of things we got to hustle in that meeting room and correct. But from where we were in January, we're well along. Things we're correcting now, they're just little things, we're going to get it cleaned up. We got a good group of guys that sure work their tail off.
Did they retain a lot over the summer?
I think so. They didn't just retain over the summer. They gained knowledge. We had it set up so it wasn't just a maintenance of football. These guys all had study things that they did all summer. These guys worked their tails off to really gain a lot of football knowledge this summer. And, I think most of the guys I've interacted with are further along than they were when we left them in spring.
Thanks, Coach.